What happens when a live television moment spirals into something no one expected? In this video, we're diving into a dramatic, cinematic, emotionally charged recreation of a shocking on-air meltdown, unfolding on national morning television, where every second is polished, rehearsed, safe, until one crack tears the entire set apart. Fade in T. Today at Jenna and Friends, backstage, morning. The hallway hums with movement, producers with headsets, makeup artists hovering like surgeons, interns darting between dressing rooms carrying clipboards and coffee cups. There's always chaos, but it's choreographed chaos, the kind the audience never sees, until today. At the center of this organized storm stands Khloe Kardashian, tall, composed, but with a tension in her shoulders that the cameras won't capture. She adjusts her blazer sleeve, stares into the mirror, and whispers something only she can hear. A stagehand approaches. Stagehand softly. "Khloe, they're ready for you on set." Khloe nods, forcing a smile that looks camera perfect but human raw in T. Studio set. Today at Jenna and Friends. Continuous bright lights. A pastel set arranged to feel casual and friendly. Cameras glide silently on tracks. The audience sits in on cushioned chairs, murmuring with anticipation. Jenna, hosting the show with two co-hosts, Marisol and Keely, sits at the round table shuffling cue cards. Her smile is practiced, but her eyes flick toward the producers like she's already sensing trouble. Producer OS, through earpiece. "We're live in 10, 9, 8. Khloe steps onto the stage. The applause rises instantly, but there's an undertone, a strange stiffness, like the audience knows something the hosts don't. Jenna stands, greeting her with open arms. "Jenna, Khloe Kardashian, welcome back." Khloe smiles, but there's a flicker, not discomfort, but restraint. Like she's walking onto a battlefield disguised as a talk show. They sit, chairs scrape lightly, cameras adjust. Producer, and we're live. On air, Jenna launches into her bright intro, but the tension in the air is unmistakable. Khloe sits straight, hands folded, not leaning back the way relaxed guests do. Jenna Khloe is here to talk about her new collaboration, her new journey, and, well, some of the conversations happening online. The last part isn't scripted. Khloe freezes for half a second, barely noticeable, except to anyone searching for cracks. Marisol leans forward sharply, as if activated. Marisol. "There's been a lot of buzz, some of it pretty heated, people questioning authenticity, accountability, all that." Smiles too sweetly. "So before we get into your project, we have to ask." Khloe's jaw clenches. A muscle pulses beneath her cheek. Khloe, interrupting, calm but edged. "Ask carefully," the audience murmurs. Jenna shoots Marisol a warning look, but it's already too late. The tension is now alive. "Keely, Khloe, some viewers felt your recent comments about body image were contradictory. They said you preach empowerment, but present impossible standards." Khloe inhales, exhales, her fingers curl into her palm. "Khloe, I'm human. I speak from my experience. If someone twists that," Marisol firm. "No one is twisting anything. It's what you project." A beat, electric. Jenna's hand subtly touches Marisol's arm. A silent pull back. Khloe's eyes narrow, but her voice stays quiet. "Khloe, are you interviewing me or accusing me?" The audience gasps softly. Even the cameras seem to hesitate. Jenna. Okay, laughing nervously. "Let's keep things positive." Marisol cutting her off. "It is positive. Accountability is positive. Khloe. Then start with yourselves." Silence detonates across the set. Marisol. "Excuse me?" Khloe. "You want to talk about projection? About impossible standards? On a show that edits women into palatable sound bites and calls it empowerment?" The producers visibly panic behind the glass window. Jenna Khloe, whispering, "We're live." Khloe. "Then let's be honest live. The atmosphere tightens like a wire pulled to breaking. Jenna glances toward the control room, mouthing, "What do I do?" But the control room is frozen. Marisol, defensive. "You're deflecting because people called you out." Khloe. "And you're provoking because you want a moment." Leaning in. "Here it is." A ripple of shock in the audience. Khloe. "Nobody is attacking." Khloe. "Then what is this?" Jenna tries again, voice soft but trembling. Jenna. "Let's shift the tone." Marisol, "No." Let her answer. Khloe finally breaks. Her calmness fractures into something sharp, vulnerable, volcanic. Khloe. "You want honesty?" "Fine." Voice rising but controlled. "Every time I come on this show, one of you thinks it's your job to push me until I snap. You want the clip? You want the headline? You want the drama." A long beat, camera zooms slightly. Khloe. "Congratulations. You got it." Jenna swallows, ender visibly shaken. This wasn't the interview she planned. This isn't the brand of chaos the show can clean up in edits. Marisol, quiet, stung. "So now you're the victim?" Khloe stands. The audience reacts instantly. Whispers, gasps, phones discreetly lifted. Khloe. "I'm not the victim," glancing at Jenna sincerely. "But I'm not the villain either." She steps back from the table. Jenna rises urgently. "Jenna, Khloe, wait, don't walk off." Hand out. "We can reset." Khloe, pointing gently to Marisol. "Not with her still talking to me like that." Marisol. "Oh, please." But the sentence never finishes. Khloe's composure snaps like glass under pressure. "Khloe, then I'm done." She turns toward the edge of the set. Crew members freeze. Producers shout silently from behind the glass. A floor manager attempts to signal break but is overridden. Khloe steps forward, but before she can fully walk away, Marisol, yelling across the table, "This is why people call you impossible." Khloe spins back, eyes burning. Khloe, no. This is why people stop doing these shows. The moment is nuclear. The studio temperature drops and spikes simultaneously. Even the audience members are unsure whether to stay silent or gasp. And then, producer, OS, cut to break, now! But the switch doesn't happen fast enough. Khloe's voice lands first. "Khloe, if you want drama, here you go. A beat, I'm leaving, and you can keep your show." She walks off. A stunned hush falls across the studio. Jenna looks shattered. Torn between the show, the audience, the cameras, and the implosion she had no power to stop. Jenna, under her breath. "Oh my God." Int. Today at Jenna and Friends, hallway, moments after the walk-off. The door swings open with a blast of cold air from the studio AC. Khloe storms out, heels striking the polished floor like a drumbeat of frustration. Camera operators trailing behind her nearly bump into each other trying to capture the moment, but a security guard blocks them. Security backing them off. "No, not back here. Not right now." Khloe keeps walking, jaw clenched, breathing sharp and uneven. Her hand trembles slightly, not out of fear, but out of emotional whiplash. Control room. Continuous chaos. Producers shout over each other, pointing at screens flickering between commercials. The shaken studio audience, and Jenna and the co-hosts still sitting in stunned silence. Producer number 1. "She walked off live. Do you understand what that means? Legal is already calling." Producer number 2, getting an update. "Jenna wants clarity. Do we apologize? Do we address it? Do we pretend it didn't happen?" The executive producer steps in. Executive producer. "We do nothing until I talk to Khloe. Nothing. No statements, no comments, not a word on air." The room quiets. Executive producer. "This isn't damage control. This is disaster control." Cut to NT Studio. On-air return from break. Jenna sits alone at the table now. No guests, no co-hosts. Even the lighting feels flatter, like the energy has been sucked from the room. She attempts a calm smile, but her voice betrays her. "Jenna, we had an unexpected moment before the break. Emotions ran high. These things happen on live television. The audience watches her intently, not blinking. Jenna Khloe Kardashian has stepped backstage, and we're hopeful she'll rejoin us later in the program. The words taste like uncertainty. Marisol shifts uncomfortably beside her, but says nothing. Keely stares down at her hands. Cut back to a backstage dressing room hall. Continuous Khloe leans against the wall, closing her eyes. She exhales slowly, grounding herself. An assistant approaches tentatively. Assistant Khloe, Jenna wants to speak with you. Only Jenna. Privately. Khloe nods, though her eyes stay closed. Khloe, fine, just not in front of the others. The assistant gestures toward the empty green room. Khloe sits on a couch, elbows on her knees, staring at the floor. The room is too quiet, a space meant for relaxation now thick with tension. The door opens softly. Jenna enters alone, closing the door behind her with care. Jenna, soft, almost whispering. Khloe looks up. Her eyes aren't angry. They're tired. Khloe, I'm sorry. I didn't want it to go like that. Jenna sits across from her. Jenna and I didn't want you to feel cornered. I tried to steer it away. Sighs. But Marisol jumped in faster than I could. Khloe gives a humorless half smile. Khloe. She wanted a reaction. She got one. A beat. Jenna leans forward. Jenna, Khloe. They're talking in the control room about suspending you from future segments. Khloe blinks, slowly, deeply. Khloe. Suspending me? A quiet, incredulous laugh. For defending myself? Jenna. I'm not agreeing with them. I'm telling you what's happening. Khloe breathes in, holds it, then releases. Khloe, does Marisol get suspended too? Jenna hesitates. That hesitation is the answer. Khloe leans back, exhaling with bitter clarity. Khloe. Of course not. Jenna, it's politics, and ratings, and contracts, and the network. Stops herself. I hate it too. Khloe's expression shifts. Not anger now, but a painful recognition. Khloe. Do you think I'm impossible? Jenna shakes her head immediately. Jenna. I think you're human, and complicated, and honestly, braver than most people who sit in that chair. Khloe's eyes soften, slightly, barely. Khloe, thank you. Jenna takes a gentle breath before continuing. Jenna, the executive producer wants to talk with you, but I need you to know they're not looking for understanding. They're looking for control. Khloe absorbs that. Every word. Khloe, what do you want? Jenna hesitates, looking at the floor before she answers. Jenna, I want fairness. Beat. And I want you to come back on set. Not for them, not for the show, but to tell your truth before they rewrite the narrative without you. Khloe looks up sharply, letting that sink in. Khloe, if I go back out there, I'm not apologizing for their behavior. Jenna, I don't want you to apologize, softening. I want you to finish what you started. Khloe stands slowly. Then tell them I'm coming. Jenna nods, a flicker of respect in her eyes. Cut to int. Hallway outside the studio. Minutes later, producers freeze as Khloe and Jenna walk out of the green room. The air shifts instantly, tension snapping into focus. Executive producer, stepping forward. Khloe, we need a statement before you re-enter the studio. Khloe, interrupting, calm but slicing. No, you don't, stares directly. I'm going back out there on my terms, and I will not read from a script written to protect your show. The executive producer swallows, frustrated but powerless in the moment. Executive producer Khloe, please? Khloe. You invited me here. Quiet steel. You don't get to silence me now. The producer steps back. Cut to int. Studio. Live segment. Returning the camera's roll again. Jenna sits upright, breathing shallow but steadying herself. The audience watches the doorway intensely. A faint sound echoes. Heels striking the floor. Khloe steps back onto the stage. The audience gasps. Loudly. Not scandalized now, but electrified. Jenna offers a small, steady nod. Khloe sits, Not shrinking, not apologizing. Marisol shifts uncomfortably beside her, suddenly less confident under the weight of a moment she thought she controlled. The stage lights sharpen. Jenna, Khloe, thank you for coming back. Turns slightly toward the camera. I think we should continue the conversation, openly and respectfully. Khloe locks eyes with Marisol. Khloe, yes, let's. The air tightens. Marisol, trying to regain footing. I never meant to attack you. I was just raising concerns viewers had. Khloe, calmer, controlled. You didn't raise concerns. You raised your voice. A ripple goes through the audience. Marisol, defensive. I was doing my job. Khloe, then maybe the job needs rethinking. A beat of silence. Jenna watches, heart pounding, sensing something bigger unfolding. Khloe, voice steady, grounded. Let's not play pretend. This show thrives on vulnerability. But only if it's the kind you can package nicely. What happened earlier wasn't nice, but it was real. And maybe that's why everyone is panicking. The room goes still. Even the producers in the control booth stop speaking. Khloe continues, slowly, deliberately. Khloe, I'm not here to fight. I'm here because I thought this was a space where women uplift each other. Her eyes flick toward Marisol. Not tear each other apart for views. Marisol's face softens for the first time. The impact undeniable. Keely shifts closer, finally finding her voice. Keely, Khloe. That's fair. And honestly, maybe we pushed too hard today. Jenna nods, grateful someone else said it. Marisol swallows, not ready to apologize but no longer combative. Marisol quiet. Maybe things did go too far. The audience collectively exhales. A wave of release. Khloe breathes out too, tension draining from her shoulders. Jenna, thank you, smiles gently. Now, can we talk like people again? Khloe nods. Khloe, that's all I wanted. Fade out on the tense but shifting energy.